it's an understandable thing to come to, right? To realize if you're a party of fiscal conservatism, right, that you're trying to keep people's pocket full with their own money, and not tax them to death. Why aren't they cutting back spending, right? And what I came to realize is Ron Paul, right? The amount of spending cuts that Ron Paul wanted to do. Could you imagine the amount of crises and protests that there would be on the street if Ron Paul did 10% of the amount of cutting that he wanted to do? I mean, you would have the teachers union, all the federal employee unions, everybody protesting in the street saying he's taking our jobs. Families are starving because they're cutting all these federal spending.
I don't know.
I guess the point.
We had shutdowns.
Well, I guess the point I'm trying. Yeah, but that's for political power as opposed to dismantling political power. Those are two different things, right? And so I think what, unfortunately, though Trump has some balls, it's probably, I don't know what age they start to drop at, but it's just barely. Yeah. It wasn't the full-fledged, full-bail droppage. So the whole point, what I'm trying to get at is unfortunately, politics is downstream of culture, and if our culture is not ready to deal with people being unemployed and having to reposition their jobs from the government sector to the private sector, if we don't want to talk about that, then we're never going to have government cuts in spending. Never. We may have government cuts in taxes, which is what Republicans do, but they never cut the budget. They never cut the spending. They always cut the taxes, which then puts us in a deficit, and then Democrats come in and save the day by adding taxes, right?
Yeah.
We balanced out the deficit. We balanced out the budget. Well, yeah, because you added taxes. But did any of them cut the government? No, because federal unions and government unions have too much of a stranglehold in the political process. So it's realizing we're in a political arena where the private sector is held hostage by the public sector, and how can we begin to cut the public sector without having the media and having unions, and they're going to parade teachers and all this, at the front line saying, "Oh my gosh, you're starving families. You're taking food off the table of families and hardworking families and this and that." Blah blah blah. It's a hard political move. It's like being against government education, right? They would automatically going to label you as being some Neanderthal backwards anti-book reading person. Like, it's a hard position.
Oh man,
to
I think you just described me.